What's up, y'all? Hey, hold on. What's poppin', squad? Hey, look, man, we got another reaction video. Hey, man, look, I've been trying to work on the intros, y'all. I can't lie, because I'm starting to get, getting my little YouTube bag, you know what I'm saying? Starting to get a little used to this YouTube thing, bro. I don't be on YouTube. I'm a TikToker guy, you know what I mean? I'm a TikToking type dude. But other than that, bro, like, yeah, we got another reaction video for y'all, man. Today we're gonna be reacting to the story of Nick Cannon. Yes, Nick Cannon ties to Linkin Park Bloods before the Nick Cannon was wilding out. Nick Cannon was wilding out. Let me find out. let me find out. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, I had to click on this video, man. Shout out Warren Cali, man. Hey, Warren Cali, shout out y'all, man. Y'all keep coming with the amazing content, bro. Warren Cali, man. Y'all go subscribe to Warren Cali, man. Like, I be watching they little shit, bro. As y'all can see, man, I ain't gonna lie. Like, they videos be like, I don't know, bro. I just put it on like while I'm just chilling. You know what I'm saying? But back to the point, man. Hey, all right. Straight
Welcome
into it,
back
fam.
to another episode of Warren Cali.
Yo.
Long before he became a Hollywood star, Nick Cannon was just another kid growing up in one of Southeast San Diego's most notorious neighborhoods.
Bruh, see, I ain't even know that. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't know where Nick Cannon was from, dude.
The history of Lincoln Park stretches back to the years
I thought he
following.
was from one of them, like, states nobody really be talking about type shit. Like, you feel me? Tennessee type shit. I don't know.
Too, as San Diego expanded eastward during the 1940s and 50s. New housing developments were built to accommodate the city's rapidly growing population. Many African American families moved into Southeast San Diego during this time period, after discrimination housing practices limited where they could buy homes. Over time, Lincoln Park developed into one of Southeast San Diego's largest black communities, while also becoming home to Latino, Filipino, Samoan, and many other families who helped shape the neighborhood's identity. Despite its strong sense of community, economic challenges gradually became harder to ignore. Factories closed and good-paying union jobs disappeared. Advancement slowed, and schools struggled with fewer resources than wealthier parts of the city. Many young people grew up watching their parents work multiple jobs while still struggling to make ends meet. Others watch unemployment become normal parts of life. Across America, neighborhoods facing similar conditions experience many of the same problems.
I ain't gonna lie, like, this camera, this is completely off topic, but, like, I ain't gonna lie, this little camera, like, how these cameras was back then, bro, I want to shoot a music video on them. I ain't gonna lie.
Southeast San Diego was no exception. By the late 1970s, street gangs had become increasingly visible throughout Southern California. Los Angeles dominated headlines with the emergence of Crips and Bloods, but gang culture did not remain confined to Los Angeles County. Neighborhood crews and local sets began forming throughout California, each shaped by its own community, rivalries, and history. In Southeast San Diego, one of those groups became known as the Lincoln Park Bloods. Although Lincoln Park had existed for decades before gangs became a part of its own public identity, the neighborhood began changing dramatically throughout the 70s. Like many urban communities across America, Southeast San Diego was affected by economic decline, shrinking employment, opportunities, and lasting effects of discrimination and housing practices. Many of their families worked hard to build stable lives, but resources became increasingly.
Seeing this right here, I don't believe in my city like that, but I believe in my city, bro. I'm just tell y'all now, bro. While y'all young, getting y'all money, you know what I'm saying, doing y'all thing out here, bro. Leave the city, bro. Leave the city. Go travel. This shit look cool to me.
Limited. Schools struggled, and young people often found themselves growing up in neighborhoods where opportunity felt scarce. As the Bloods and the Crips expanded throughout Southern California, San Diego developed its own street organizations that reflected local neighborhoods. Among the most recognized was Lincoln Park Bloods, a gang whose identity became closely connected to the streets surrounding Bay Vista housing projects and also Lincoln Park community. Their reputation continued to grow throughout the 80s as conflicts with rival neighborhoods intensified. That included shootings, assaults, and territorial disputes became increasingly common, drawing the attention of local law enforcement and the media. Although many residents didn't have anything to do with the gang activity, the neighborhood's name became closely associated with violence, making it difficult.
Bro, y'all see how he breaking everything down? This is why I mess with Warren Cali. His voice ain't, you know what I'm saying? It ain't annoying as hell. You know what I'm saying? He just really breaking it down, getting all the nitty gritty, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I fuck with it, bro.
From the actions of some individuals. By the late 80s into the 90s, Southeast San Diego was experiencing many of the same challenges affecting cities across California.
Straight to
the crack cocaine epidemic fueled violent competition over drug sales, firearms became more common in neighborhood conflicts, and homicide rates climbed. Kids growing up in Lincoln Park became accustomed to seeing police patrols, hearing helicopters overhead, and witnessing the aftermath of shootings that occurred blocks away.
No
This is
AI.
within the
You
environment
feel
that
me?
Nick Cannon spent his childhood in.
I
Nick
ain't know
Cannon
that.
was born on October 8th of 1980, at the time when Southeast San Diego was beginning one of the most turbulent periods in its history. Both of his parents were still teenagers when he was born, and they both were still in high school. His dad, James, had deep ties to the Lincoln Park neighborhood and was involved with the Lincoln Park during his younger years in his life, being stated to be one of the early founders of the gang. His time in the streets would lead to jail time and eventually serving time in prison, but he later became a Christian minister.
What I said in that interview was that he was one of the first homies around at the time, and the big homies that's original members that was the first homies told me this. You feel me? Nick family been around in our neighborhood for a long time, and they grew up in the heart of our neighborhood. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm from this, but I don't glorify that. And even still to this day, the stuff that I grew up around and grew up in, I tried not to glorify it, but it is what it is. Like, yeah, my dad is what we consider in our neighborhood a real OG. Like, and even
Dang, I didn't even
the
know
things
that.
he
That's
had to
crazy.
overcome and the obstacles, and now he's a man of the cloth and a man of the community. But yeah, he was one of them guys.
Okay, so he actually started that whole set.
Yeah.
Beautiful. My name is James Cannon, born right here in San Diego, California. I love this city, the city by the sea, the home of the Chargers.
Dang,
I have
bro.
5
I
sons.
never
My
seen
oldest
dude
son is
dad,
Nick
bro.
Cannon, who I love tremendously. I've been running his foundation behind the scenes, working with youth all over this country, and we so excited. Anytime I can get Nick to come out and speak to young people, man, I watch the young people grow, but I also watch Nick grow.
Nick has often reflected on how unusual it was growing up with a
I
father
was about
whose
to
life
say.
represented two completely different worlds.
I was about to say, ain't no way that was cuss stance.
One
No,
shaped by
man.
the streets,
Yeah, that's
and
crazy.
another centered around faith, redemption, and helping others avoid the same mistakes. Despite his father's influence, Nick spent much of his childhood being raised by his grandparents. He described his grandpa as one of the strongest role models in his life. He emphasized discipline, education, and accountability, encouraging Nick to think beyond the boundaries of his neighborhood. At home, he was taught values that stress hard work and personal responsibility, but once he stepped outside, he entered a world where respect was often measured differently. Growing up in Lincoln Park also meant that Nick simply couldn't ignore the gang culture. Many of the people that he knew were connected to the streets, and because of his family history, he was familiar with individuals who earned reputations throughout the hood. Just living in that community, he was naturally associated with people involved in the gang life, from childhood friends who later became Bloods, or just older guys in his neighborhood he knew and seen every day. And that made many assume he was a part of the Lincoln Park Bloods himself because of where he lived and who he spent time around. He never considered himself a formally initiated member. Instead, he describes his childhood as living alongside gang culture, while trying to avoid being completely consumed by it. But being a kid, he tried to be cool and looked the part, which included dressing the way that bangers would. As Nick entered his teenage years,
That boy
another
pimping.
side of his personality began separating him from his peers. He possessed a natural ability to entertain people, whether it was making his classmates laugh, performing impressions, writing music, or simply commanding attention whenever he entered a room. Teachers, friends, and family members recognized that he had unusual charisma long before television executives ever noticed him. While many teenagers looking for validation through their reputation on the streets, Nick found that he could earn respect by making people laugh and telling stories and performing in front of audiences. It was the first glimpse of his future that looked very different from the one many expected from a young man growing up in Southeast San Diego. His passion for performing continued to grow throughout high school. Nick became increasingly interested in comedy and music.
Bro,
and
high
spending as much
schoolers looked hella different back then, bro. I can't lie. I can't lie. These was looking 30 years old in high school, gang, 25 in the 10th grade on bro. I'm like, damn. I came into high school as a damn 10th grader, bro. I'm seeing grown ass men, gang. What the hell? You feel me? I'm like, where my growth spurt
time as
finna come?
possible developing his craft while balancing the realities of growing up in his neighborhood,
That shit
which was still
crazy.
struggling with violence. He has said that one of his biggest turning points of life came after losing a close friend to street violence. Watching someone his own age lose their life forced him to confront a difficult reality. The path he was surrounded by often ended up in prison or death. That experience, combined with the encouragement he received from his family and opportunities found through entertainment, convinced him that he wanted a different future. By the time he graduated from high school, Nick had already begun performing in stand-up comedy shows at local clubs and talent competitions throughout Southern California. He quickly developed a reputation for his confidence on stage and an energy that separated him from comedians that was much older. While many aspiring entertainers struggle for years before receiving a break, Nick's natural charisma opened doors surprisingly early. Before long, that confidence would catch the attention of producers of Nickelodeon, setting the stage for a career that would completely transform his life and take him thousands of miles away from the streets where his story first began.
Because it was a time, actually during high school where I felt like I was at a crossroads. And I actually remember even having this conversation with my family, like, yo, a lot of my friends are getting shot. A lot of people I know close to me are dying. I have an opportunity to be in this entertainment thing. And obviously everybody wants to be successful at something, but when one day, people are shooting drive-bys at your school, and you're going to football games and not really making it home, and the next day you can take a train ride to Los Angeles and don't have to deal with any of that because you're in Hollywood. Yo, man, once Nickelodeon called, I locked in. I forgot about all of that stuff. I was going to be the corniest dude, especially when them corny checks start coming too.
What? Hey, that boy said, especially, hey, I'm going to be the corniest dude, especially when them corniest checks come in, man. Oh,
khakis or rags or none of that for me.
Oh, bro, that go crazy. Look, bro, I used to be posting on TikTok like crazy, bro, just randomly posting, bro. And I just started getting paid one day. That bit crazy, bro.
Despite
I can't
achieving
lie.
worldwide fame, Nick has never completely separated himself from where he came from.
Nah, bro. That shit too real. That shit too real, gang. I can't lie. Like, they'll call you corny, cringy, all that. They gonna hate on you. Supposed to get haters. I ain't gonna lie. Supposed to. Literally. Once you see that corny check, oh, boy, what?
Throughout his career, he has spoke openly
blow
about
your
his
mind.
upbringing in Southeast San Diego and the lessons he learned growing up around violence, poverty, and gang culture. Rather than pretending that part of his life never existed, he has used it as a reminder why mentorship, education, and opportunities matter. He's an example as other opportunities outside of the streets to make it out the hood. This will conclude this episode. If you haven't already, check out my previous episodes.
Yo, shout out Warren Cali, man. Hey, look, bro. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it don't matter where you brought up at, bro. You can, you know what I'm saying, take a different route. Take a different route. You know what I'm saying? You do a lot of things. You know what I mean? You can be whatever you want, man. Just don't fall victim to peer pressure. You know what I'm saying? Peer pressure. It's a terrible thing, man. But hey, man, y'all drop. I say how many likes I'm gonna do on this video. I said 100 last video. I'm gonna do 10 on this video. Yo, why not? You know what I'm saying? Why not? Anyway, yeah, have a good one, man. Drop a like, comment, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Share this video if y'all want to. And yeah, man, hey, y'all stay swag, man. For sure. Wait, hold on. You know what I'm saying? That's how you gotta move the haters off. Like that. Subscribe, man. For sure.